Hey everyone, this is Alan from OC Nerf. Just wanted to take a moment while I'm driving on my way to work to do a little video update, as I haven't posted a new video in a while, and just give you a heads up on some of the things that have been happening with the hobby lately and some of the things I'm looking forward to. So with most of what I've been doing this week has been involving kind of working with the 3D printing and really making a effort to resolve some of the issues I've been having, namely with putting logos on the Strife door, sorry, not the Strife door, the Raven door, and trying to do that as one print piece rather than two, but it looks like two will likely be the way to go, as it's just a much cleaner option. A two-plate piece that when stuck together looks really solid, looks really clean, in comparison to some of the prints that I've been working on this week, which is one piece which requires some supports that in turn are a little bit harder to clean up than just peeling it off of the base plate. So for the cleaner look, I definitely want to go in the two-plate direction. The other print that I've been working on this week was the 7-shot hammer shot cylinder, and I was successful in the sense that it did exactly what I wanted it to do, which was print together, and made my job a whole lot easier in trying to get those two pieces together, that being the gear mechanism that actually handles the rotation attaching to the cylinder. What I did this weekend was hours filing and sanding down to the point that I just pulled out my Dremel and said, you know what, I'm just going to make this fit. And I did. And in testing that this weekend, as I mentioned, it was good, except that it didn't fit in as far as I wanted it to, probably because of all the grinding work, and didn't complete the air seal unless I held it in. So this week's print was more successful in the sense that I didn't have to do all that work. I didn't have to sand it all down and grind the gears and make it fit. I just had to kind of take off the supports, deal with a little bit of a unclean side, but it's on the inside of the cylinder, and that's fine. And with a little bit of sanding work, it did go out smoothly. And I put it in my hammer shot yesterday, and the rotation worked just fine. It fit in really nicely. There is one issue that I had, and I somewhat expected to have, and it was dealing with the angle and degree of the gear that was fitting into the cylinder. It's off by just a few degrees, and because it is off by that by a small margin, it doesn't quite completely enclose the holes in the back of the cylinder. So while it's much closer to the plunger tube than the one I was working on this weekend, it was off kilter a little bit, and so there was a little bit of a gap in the back of that cylinder that wasn't completely covered by the plunger tube. That being said, I went back to the file, made some changes to the rotation of the gear, checked the alignment, and began printing number 2. So hopefully, maybe by tonight or tomorrow, I will have a testable cylinder to put into the hammer shot, and maybe that one will work, or maybe it'll be off by just another small margin, and I'll have to adjust that as well. And I'm hoping it's not, so that I can actually get this functional, but that's what I'm looking forward to with that. Now, regarding the other stuff that I've got going on, I was also looking at other parts to the Raven, as I've been asked by a few of you to kind of see if it's possible to print out replacement parts for other blasters and parts to the Raven itself, like the jam door, the magwell. I've also been asked to print battery covers for rapid strikes and motor covers as well. A stripe battery door. So those are things I'm working on. I've printed a couple of those things off and didn't like the quality of it. Had some issues with the sizing, so I need to go back to the drawing board, make sure my sizing is correct. Ooh, sorry about that camera shake there. The road's a little bit bumpy. I am on the highway, and it is getting really bumpy for some reason over here. Also apologize for that noise if it's kind of noisy while I'm driving. I know Evan's got that greener wiener, which I absolutely do not have. Nothing against it. I just have a V8 Mustang, so it's a little bit louder. And I've noticed that in, you know, phone conversations I've had with my family, you know, or video conferencing with my wife. It's just, it can get loud. So I realize that, and I hope you guys can hear me pretty well on this video. The other thing that I'm looking forward to regarding the Raven is seeing how I'm going to be able to put the quad motors into the Raven. I've been looking through the space inside of the shell and really thinking about how much shell cutting I want to do, because I want to try to keep it as stock as possible. I'm still waiting on that cage, the canted flywheel cage from Hawkeye, and absolutely can't wait to get my hands on that thing and test it out. Every video I've seen so far of it, it's exactly what I'm looking for. For the price point, the DRS is way out of the price point for a small, for my own personal project. But this is right in the pocket, so if you haven't taken a look at his stuff, I suggest you do. I think the price that he's got it for is worth a try. And if you don't like it, you don't like it, but I am waiting to see to get mine to find out if it's all that everybody says it is, and really making my blaster sing with some canted flywheel motor cages. And I got my worker flywheels as well, so that will be going into that Raven. So I was looking at how much space, as I mentioned, was inside the front end of that Raven, and it looks like I definitely will have to do some shell cutting just to make it work. How much will really depend on the size and dimensions of the canted flywheel cages. Once I get that, I will then be able to map out where it needs to go, what cutting needs to be done, and again, the goal is to try to keep it as stock as possible, but if I can't do that, then I don't know, maybe I'll think of a different solution for it and make this more custom looking blaster. But I definitely do want to try the quad flywheel with Hawkeye 007's flywheel cages. So I'm pretty excited about getting started on that. So whenever that gets in the mail, man, I'm going to open that thing up and just give it a whirl. I've also got, and I've had this for a while, a 10 kilogram spring for a long shot that I've got a lot of long shots, and I've got a few of them knotted, a few of them beefed up and reinforced with some Orange Modworks kits, and I really want to see if I can put that into one of them. I haven't just yet, and I've been using the 8 kilogram springs, mainly because I want to get a pump grip set up for it, as I'm pretty sure the bolt action one-handed will not be working very well with the 10 kilogram spring. It's already not working very well with the 8 kilogram spring. And I want to see if I can either put a different kind of pump grip system in the front, maybe a different blaster as a model for it, or print a pump grip that I can put in the front of the long shot and see if I like that better. So I'm kind of going through some design mock-ups to see, you know, what I like and what I hopefully will end up using in the future. It's definitely going to need to be a pump grip of some sorts. I I also picked up a few things thrifting, and was kind of really taking more of a break from doing that this week. I know I've taken a lot of pictures in the past of things I found at thrift stores, but I've been quite busy in my schedule with work, and also just more time spent working on the CAD software for creating 3D models and testing and resolving issues with 3D printing. And I've thoroughly been enjoying this adventure, which has been pretty recent for me. It's only been perhaps the last couple of months that I've been working on the 3D printing and creating the models for that on the CAD. I started out with just finding things online like Thingiverse and printing stuff off of there, and then picking up some open source CAD software and starting to create models, some Nerf, some not Nerf, you know, a few things for the family, some things just because, and testing my skills as they were developing and growing in tweaking things that other people have already created, as in making some small cuts here and there and edits to see if I can make things work better, and branching out into creating objects of my own. So it's been a really fun adventure. I absolutely am enjoying doing it, and it is a really interesting learning experience if you get a chance to do it. Even if you don't have a 3D printer in-house, just picking up an open source CAD software to start making things or learning how to make things has been pretty cool for me. And I think somebody mentioned some public libraries have 3D printers, so you can take that design that you just created and just go to the library and print it off. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's really an interesting direction this hobby is going, with 3D printed parts for replacement as well as customizations. I am also looking for some ideas for this channel. It's a new channel, and I'm very new to this idea of putting videos out on YouTube, at least in this manner. So I'm hoping to get some ideas from the community about some of the things that they would like to see. I obviously have put up a few things about my 3D printing, a video about my thrifting. I intend to do more of those in the future. I will likely be putting videos for the modifications I've done or am currently going through, and would like to know what things really interest you. What videos would you be looking for from somebody like me to really put my voice into the community? I realize there's a lot of other YouTubers out there in the Nerfing hobby that put out their review videos, their own modification videos, and they do a phenomenal job at it. And I really am testing the waters to see where I fit into all of this. And having your help with the content of this channel would be really great and would be really helpful. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and let me see what I can do with that information. Otherwise, I really appreciate your time this morning, and for me it's this morning, and hope to talk to you all soon, and everybody have a great day.